Oi, esse é o Inkiri Piracanga RECEBE, um projeto novo que a gente está começando de vídeo aqui no nosso canal do YouTube. E a ideia, o que a gente quer fazer agora, é que a gente possa trazer para compartilhar com você as ideias das pessoas que estão passando por aqui, que estão mexendo com a gente, então para que isso possa ser levado para o mundo também. E nos últimos dias, a gente está recebendo aqui em Inkiri Piracanga uma pessoa muito, muito especial, que faz parte da história da nossa comunidade, que é o Crótalo Sésamo. O Crótalo, ele é lá de Damanhur, que é uma federação de comunidades, e desde sempre ele vem trabalhando com a gente aqui, desde 2011, do início da comunidade Inkiri, sempre trazendo insights e ajudando a gente a direcionar melhor o nosso caminho como comunidade. E aí é sobre isso que a gente vai conversar com ele hoje. Então, Crótalo, a primeira pergunta que eu tenho para te fazer é que uma das coisas que você trouxe pra gente é o quanto essa história das comunidades estão ligadas ao nosso futuro agora, o futuro da humanidade e a vida em comunidade. Então eu queria que você contasse um pouquinho mais sobre essa ideia, de onde vem isso, o que isso significa.
Well, first of all, I have to say welcome and thank you to be here to everybody, because it's always a pleasure to come back to Piracanga, to Inkiri Piracanga. And obviously, because we've been, a community for now 42 years, we strongly believe in the system, in the social commitment based on community. Because, let's say, people are going to live in millions in the same place to be even more separated than when they was, living, nearby the nature, in small villages and in places like that. So we believe, and we are experimenting the possibility, the power, and let's say the enormous capacity the community they have to create dreams. So we believe the communities are instruments to create dreams, and people, they need to come back to their dreams. They need to come back to their values, to their core, to what they really feel inside, instead of what the society is proposing outside. So that's the reason why we are traveling. We are teaching seminars about how to create successful community, to help people to create their community, so to help people to create their dreams.
Então, Crótalo, o que a gente vê é que as pessoas da cidade, porque a gente também veio da cidade, então a gente sabe o que está falando, que a gente tem medo, assim, de dar esse passo. A gente vê até, às vezes, as comunidades como uma coisa interessante, mas tem algo que prende a gente, que não deixa a gente, o medo de ficar sem a pizzaria 24 horas, ou o que quer que seja. Então, como lidar com isso?
Well, it's always, let's say, it's always difficult, or there is always a little effort that we have to do when we want to change. And obviously living in a community, it is a change. And it's a little bit more difficult because we don't have so many examples. So we don't know exactly how it works. We don't know so much, the benefit and the incredible possibilities of living in community. So that's the reason why it's important your experience, is important Damanhur, and many other experiences in the world, because people, they can really see that apparently they are losing something. Yes, they are losing their 24 hours pizza, but at the same time, they can enter in the 24 hours all kind of restaurant in a community, in the true sense that you leave a little bit of yourself to find everything in the others. And this could be really the key. But one thing is to talk about it, one thing is to be what I'm talking about it. One thing is to make this choice. That's the reason why people really need to have practical instrument to know how is to live in community, and then how to, let's say, create even more communities.
E aí a melhor forma é procurar essas referências, né?
Example. So we need example, because otherwise, the tendency of the humankind, of humans, is really to be scared about change. And obviously because community, I don't know, in Italy in the 70s, 80s, community was sex, drug and rock and roll. So nothing about spirituality, or if it was spirituality, it's because you was completely freaking out and you had really serious problem. So with the terms community, people, they don't really know exactly what it is. Or they might confuse the idea of the eco-village, that is not like to live together. So sharing a nice place, a beautiful environment, but then stay privately in your home. So, or co-housing, that actually, for example, in the United States, it's pretty common. but it's still not community, because for community we really intend a group of people that is united by a dream of realizing something that probably is still not existing. And there is the beauty and the challenging of a community. So creating something that is not existing, it means that you have to bring the best of yourself, and you always have to, let's say, bring your individual needs one step behind the needs of the community, of the others.
E você mencionou agora o conceito da espiritualidade, né? De ser uma comunidade espiritual. Então, que isso é uma coisa, me parece, nova, né? Dessa nova era que a gente está vivendo. Como a gente explica isso para as pessoas? O que é uma comunidade espiritual? É uma religião? É uma seita?
Well, number one, we have also to remember that there's not only spiritual community. Damanhur is a federation of spiritual community, and spirituality is at the core of our way of living. But it's like not like Inkiri, like Piracanga. So, but it's not that then only if you're a spiritual person or a spiritual group you can create community. So community could be based really on dreams, that they could also not be directly linked to spirituality. Then it's a very good question, because spirituality doesn't mean religion. We believe in spiritual research. We believe in something that doesn't have dogmas, as the religion has. Something that is really based on human, and if you want, in the mystery that every human is containing. Or if you want, also the divine spark, the divine element that all of us, we are containing. So, for spiritual community, we intend people that are looking to discover who they are and to reflect the discovering also in this world.
Agora eu vou pedir para você contar um pouquinho sobre Damanhur. Assim, eu dei uma explicação breve no começo, mas queria que você trouxesse para quem está assistindo a gente o que é Damanhur, talvez um pouquinho de como foi criado.
So, well, Damanhur is the largest federation of spiritual community. We've been beginning everything in 1975, thanks to the dream of Falco, our founder, that unfortunately passed in June 2013. And from him and from this group of these first 20 people, we really started to create, let's say, a dream into the matter. Something that was based on a spiritual research, but that could be also the demonstration that the impossible is possible, or that it is still possible to create new dream. Even if you are a small group of people, if you are united, if you are committed to realize this dream together, you can really have all the possibilities. We used to say that alone we can do a lot of things, but in community you can do everything. And probably a good symbol of this possible that becomes the impossible that becomes possible is the Temple of Humankind. Something that, let's say, brings Damanhur to be very famous all over the world. That is, this underground temple is actually the largest underground temple in the world, built by hands by all the Damanhurians and only the Damanhurians.
And you were there.
And I was there, yes. I was, well, I've been there for 30 years, so I'm still part of the builders of the temple. And the temple represents really our spiritual dream into the matter, into the form. The temple is not only following the ancient sacred geometry that for us are also connecting to the energy lines of the planet, what we call the synchronic lines. But the temple really represents, let's say, the dream of a possible humankind that could be represented in all the different kind of forms. The temple is more than 6,000 square meters underground. Obviously, with everything that for us it brings meaning. So a lot of art in terms of mosaic, clay, paintings, Tiffany glass, and many others, because we enrich this place with all the significant, with all the values that are the values that are leading our life together.
E tem a relação com Piracanga, né? Então você está aqui desde o começo da criação da comunidade, 2011, e acompanhando todas as nossas fases, assim. E que você contasse para as pessoas também que relação é essa, falar um pouquinho do que você vê de Inkiri Piracanga também.
Well, let's say it's definitely a relationship that starts from a very strong friendship, I would say, really, with Angelina, that is one of the soul here of the community. So since her experience in Portugal, so we know each other for a long time. But I mean, I've been lucky to really guide Piracanga and Inkiri in all these different steps, from, let's say, the real foundation that was in 2011, if I remember correctly, after a longer course that I did in 3 weeks, where in the morning we was teaching the different classes of our mystery school, and in the afternoon we was, I was teaching about communities, touching really all the different elements. And at the end of these 3 weeks, there was the creation of the Inkiri Piracanga Constitution, that, as we have in Damanhur, was really the principle, the values, let's say, put it on paper, values that everybody agrees. And it was the beginning of the experience of the community. And then, in the other visit that I did, in the years after, well, for synchronicity, there was always coming in some, let's say, interesting moment, or a moment of change, or a moment where the community need, let's say, a little help then to do the next step, because obviously community are alive, let's say, structure, so they're constantly based on the change of people. And then, someone here mentioned me like the godfather of the community. I mean, I actually like this term, so in a certain way I've been, helping, or being one of the helpers of the community all along these years.
Te agradece muito por esse papel. Eu acho que um jeito interessante para a gente terminar é você falar um pouquinho dessa história das mudanças, né? Porque uma coisa que você trouxe pra gente é que a mudança, ela faz parte mesmo do núcleo do que é ser uma comunidade, mas a gente está vivendo um tempo de crise, né? E aí tem muita mudança acontecendo fora que não é exatamente talvez o que as pessoas gostariam. Então essa energia da mudança, não, né? Como não ter medo dela, assim, usar ela como sua aliada.
Well, obviously we are here to become better people, okay? That means that we need to transform, we need to change. And the reason why in Damanhur we choose community is because for us community is the most effective instrument to change yourself. So all the spiritual practices, let's say, are not less valuable of the everyday life together. Because when you live together, you have a sort of mirror effect. The effect that people are showing you which part you still have to change. And this is, the interesting part. When we talk about changing, we're not talking about the things that are already working well. No, if we want to be a better person, I need to change exactly what is still not working inside of me. It might be fears, it might be limitation, it might be, exactly that kind of experience that I still don't get it, okay? The part that is really challenging for myself. And that's the reason why people are a little bit scared about changing. Because we are talking about very alive points of your life. And it's different. I mean, what is, challenging for you might be not challenging for me, and vice versa. So, the incredible opportunity of living together is that this constant confrontation always give you also the chance to see your issues, so the part that you have to change, with different perspective. They might really also reduce a problem that sometimes could become, so big. That's the reason why we are really talking about a life that is accelerating in a community. Living 1 year in a community is like to live 10 years, outside in the 24 hours pizza. Because obviously there is not this constant attention on yourself to be able to be the change that you are asking.
Muito bem, muito profundo. Muito obrigada. Profundo e prático também, né? Muito prático o que você traz, Crótalo. Então a gente te agradece muito, muito, muito pela sua presença aqui.
Thank you. Thank you to you and thank you to Inkiri Piracanga who brought me here back.
E a gente espera te ver em breve, né?
Promise, promise.
Essa foi a nossa entrevista então com Crótalo Sésamo, que é embaixador de Damanhur, uma federação de comunidades lá na Itália, que tem muita coisa bacana. Vocês podem procurar aí no Google para saber um pouco mais, tem um monte de curso, tem experiência de comunidade para viver lá. E tem aqui também, Inkiri Piracanga, também podem olhar nosso site. E a gente agradece muito. E se vocês tiverem sugestões, podem mandar pra gente. Coloca aqui nos comentários, sugestão de tema, coisas que vocês querem que a gente mostre daqui. Não precisa ser só entrevista. A gente tá super aberto pra realizar esse sonho aqui de movimentar o canal junto com vocês, tá bom? Até a próxima.